Hi, I'm Pete Rosethorn and welcome to the West Real Estate Program, where you get the goods on buying, selling, renovating, everything there is to do with real estate, with advice by professionals involved within the industry. It's great to be back, and I'm here in the middle of bustling Mt Lawley. Oh, okay. On today's program, we're going to look at a commercial property here in the hub of grooviness, that is Mt Lawley, as mentioned. But first, let's see what Sarah and Dan are up to this week. Oh, Sarah. Oh, Dan. What are you up to?
Today, I visit a land estate surrounded by nature, and I check out the latest in compact pools.
And I get some advice on making your home move easier and explore a beautiful display home.
Okay, funky sort of antique clothing vibe. This would be it. It's got real mark on the door and there's a guy standing in there. Why am I knocking? You can see me.
Hi Peter.
G'day mate.
I'm Con Passaris from Real Mark Commercial.
Con.
Welcome to 669 Beaufort Street, Mt Lawley.
Thank you, Con. Pleasure to meet you.
Thanks for coming out.
Oh, not a worry, man. And this is a lovely commercial property. It's just, well, it's empty is what it is, Con.
Yeah, it's empty at the moment, but there are a variety of uses we can put in here. We've had a tenant in here pre-Christmas and they've only just vacated, so we've only just started marketing the property.
What sort of businesses would go in here, Con?
Oh, you've got a variety of uses. There'll be medical related, professional, you could get some food in here, and all these types of uses are subject to council approval. But they're all permitted uses under the current zoning.
I'll probably hold back on if I say a dentist, you know, because clearly because of the and the drill would probably just carry down the arcade.
We've had a couple of dentists actually look at it previously before we had our periodic tenant in here, but they never went anywhere because of the size of the tenant. So we're looking for a specialist type use in here.
Now, Con, I think the best thing about this commercial property is the area it's located.
Absolutely, Peter.
So we're in Mt Lawley.
Yes, we are.
Tell us a little bit about the area.
Well, you're in the retail precinct of Mt Lawley. You've got all the big banks here, which are the Commonwealth, Westpac, National, Astor Theatre, all high-end retail, which creates that real retail hub. And this is why it's so active here and vibrant.
I think you're right, but I think the best thing to do for us, Con, is to get out there and get a really good feel for it.
Absolutely, let's go.
Good on you, Con. Thanks. Thanks. Get that fixed, Con. Get that fixed, that's not good. So here we are, Con, out in the hub. Well, it's a good vibe.
Oh, it's just big. 23,000 cars per average weekday use this road, Peter.
23,000?
That's correct.
It's a massive number.
Big number.
Can you please hold your Mt Lawley thoughts for a second? We've got to go to a quick segment. Thanks, Con. And speaking of big, here's Sarah with a flagship Craig Gemmell home. It's a beautiful home. Let's have a look, Sarah.
If you haven't heard of Perth's Honeywood Estate, you better listen up. It's the largest display home village south of the river. And one of the most stunning homes in its path is this masterpiece. It's Gemmell Home's flagship display home, the Warnham. Having just opened to the public, the Warnham has everything a home buyer could dream of. With incredible features like an aquarium, decked out cabana and a 3-car garage, it is definitely the pinnacle in design. Craig, this house is absolutely magnificent.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Well, in a word, it's big. This home is actually our flagship of all our display homes, so we went just a little bit crazy and it just kept growing. So we've got a triple garage out there as opposed to your normal double garage. There's 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a master ensuite, which is to die for, with a huge walk-in robes. The ensuite and the actual master bedroom looks out to the whole entertaining alfresco area to create that real resort feel, so it's incredible.
This really is such a big house, but what's your favourite part?
Something that's very unique to us here in Western Australia with our lifestyle, Sarah, is the outdoor entertaining, the alfresco area.
I think it's absolutely gorgeous. You've made great use of the space here.
Well, what we try and do, Sarah, with our display homes is we accessorise them, so we really dress them up just to show our customers, apart from the standard inclusions, what they can do to modify the home on their block and then very much leave it to them.
So Craig, when people buy the house, they have the option of working with your design team?
Yes, we have a full interior design service, so our team there can really assist the customers in customising their home to suit their individual requirements.
Fantastic. I really like it the way it is though.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for showing me around.
You're welcome. Look forward to the next one, Sarah.
Let's face it, these days it's all about the alfresco area. The Warnham's outdoor area is so spacious you could have the whole street over, and the elevated cabana is the perfect poolside retreat. And for those who just want to laze around, they've got that covered too. If you'd like to see the Warnham for yourself here in Wandie, pop around today from 1 till 5 p.m. or find out more at westrealestate.com.au.
Thank you, Sarah, and thank you, the wonderful Craig Gemmell. After the break, Dan's going to look at plunge pools, so I'm sure he'll get his shirt off for you all. Great! Up until then, I'll be counting some more cars. 5012, 5013, 5014, 5015, 5016, 17, 89, 20, 22. Welcome back to the West Real Estate program, my friends, and here is wonderful Dan looking at plunge pools. Hello? Like that guy off Mousetrap.
When our valiant pioneers first stepped foot on this sunburnt state, they were armed with vital knowledge. Where there's water, there's life. 183 years later, not much has changed. Water still has seductive powers over us West Australians, which is why so many of us have chosen to include it in our backyard. The only difference these days is the life it attracts can get a little bit wilder. No one helps to create that backyard atmosphere better than the team at Aquatechnics. Their business is pools, but not just any pools. These guys offer the best pools you can buy. This is where you'll find WA's largest range of fiberglass pools, built with Pool Colour Guard, which comes with a lifetime warranty. Owning your own pool isn't just for those who want to throw the perfect party. See, there's a new breed of people out there, and they like to come home to the look and the feel of a sanctuary. Pleasure is the aim. What better way to get there than a dip in one of these? For those who like contemporary, you need look no further. Let me introduce you to the plunge pool. In the past, the average block in Perth was about 800 square metres. But as we know, space is getting harder to find. Now, most of us live on just 400. Plunge pools are Aquatechnics' answer to that. What's beautiful about these smaller models is you simply don't need as much space to put one in. 6 by 3 metres is as big as they get, which means less paving, less fencing, and of course, most importantly, less cost. But don't think they aren't made as well as the larger models. These guys are exactly the same quality as their bigger brothers. Speaking of quality, when you're alongside an Aquatechnics pool, you can see there's something about the craftsmanship that sets it aside. Ben Bill is the Executive Director, and I reckon he can tell me why. Ben, with the block sizes in Perth getting smaller and smaller, I guess something this size is the perfect solution, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it works really well, Dan, because with a little bit of clever engineering and the modern designs we've got now, we can actually, with benches and a few ledges, we can move them closer to boundaries and put them in tighter spaces.
What about maintenance on something like this? I guess because it's smaller, is it easier?
It is, yeah. Look, it's a smaller body of water, so it's less time to turn it over. You can treat it easier, less chemicals, and actually less heating as well too.
And the warranty, is it the same as we'd expect from Aquatechnic Pool?
Very good, yeah. Pool Colour Guard, interior, surface, warranty, lifetime guaranteed not to fade, so that works well.
Being such a hot summer here in Perth, as they often are, has this size pool been popular for you?
Yeah, look, plunge pools are there, and obviously popular in summer due to the heat, as you said, but the great thing about the plunge pool is you can heat them very economically, so therefore customers are using them all year round.
Best news is you have a chance to win a plunge pool like this, valued at almost $19,000. To enter, go to westrealestate.com.au and follow the links. Do you know the best thing about filming segments on pools is they usually end with me looking content, drink in hand. Turns out this one's no exception. Cheers. This one's for you, Pete.
Thank you, Easy on the Eye, Dan. Wonderful plunge pool work. After the break, my friends, we're going to meet the #1, the big cheese, the numero uno of Real Mark Real Estate, John Percadani. Love him. Welcome back to the West Real Estate program. Here's the wonderful Dan Paris with the exquisite John Percadani from Real Mark Real Estate. I'm going to shimmy up this tree and get me some fresh dates.
Thanks, Pete. Well, I'm here with John Percadani, who's the Managing Director of Realmart, and each week on the show, John's going to help answer some of those tougher questions. John, it seems like the market out there's just mixed messages at the moment, isn't it?
It is. I think a lot of people are looking for clarity in the market at the moment. But what I can tell you is that off the back of the interest rate changes last year, we saw a definite jump in the marketplace. At the moment, the rental market is very, very tight, historically tight. And on the buying and selling property market, since November, there's certainly been a lift in the volume of sales. The volume of properties on the market has dropped down to a more normalised rate. And generally speaking, what we're experiencing across all our Realmark offices is an increase in buyer inquiry, a lot more people through home opens, and an increase in transactions. In particular, I think where real estate professionals can help at the moment is to give people good expert advice and some solution offerings. And certainly if they were to go to our website, realmark.com.au, there's some good advisory resources there. Alternatively, we produce a fortnightly magazine called In Property, and that's available online, and they can subscribe to that, and that's got commentary on the market and also some good advisory tips as well.
John, I think this is exactly what I need. Do you mind if I take that?
Pleasure.
I believe it's my turn for the coffee.
I think it is too.
Yes, I thought you'd remember. Have you ever wondered how the other half live? Me too. Well, I've got some great news for you because I've been invited to see the new Saros luxury apartments at Crestwood Downs. As West Australians, we've had to rethink our way of life. Maintenance-free apartment living is in big demand. But would it be rude if we asked to have our homes furnished as well? Let's find out. There's a modern homeowner out there now whose demands have changed. Their aim? To liberate the shackles that consign them to the perpetual preservation of their titanic estates and, well, free up their time really. I imagine these people might fly in, fly out. Or perhaps they're part of the baby boomer generation who's on the road half the year, working their way through the children's inheritance. Or maybe they simply don't have the slightest sign of taste and have realised that some things are best left up to the professionals. Well, I think I've found that professional, and from what I can see, they can offer help precisely to your needs. Suppose you'd like to know their name. It's 740 Designs. Their business? Interior styling. And it doesn't end at furniture either. Oh no, these guys do it all. White goods, electrical, linen and kitchenware, floor rugs, bed lamps, they even colour the walls with artworks. In fact, they'll do whatever it takes to create a fresh, stylish and inviting personality for your property. It's easy to see there's some real expertise behind this operation. I mean, each room is complete with soft furnishings and decorator items that complement the furniture and enhance the entire area. And isn't it great? There seems to be a subtle theme running through the place too. But although the decorating is quite alluring here at Crestwood, I should mention a little bit more about the building. After all, these apartments are on the market. 8 spacious apartments with 2 or 3 bedrooms have all been built to the highest quality specs, with solid stone kitchen bench tops and European stainless steel appliances. Keyless entry, lift security and 2 undercover car bays make these prestigious apartments unique to Emily Downs and a joy to talk about. Christy, I had no idea what to expect when I got here, but the quality is really good, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the quality of the furniture is paramount. The buyers really expect a good return on their investment, and the furniture really has to withstand the wear and tear of everyday life. Our suppliers also offer extensive warranties on their products, which is really good.
So if I choose to decorate my property with this style of furnishings, am I buying the gear or is it on lease?
Generally, it's a cheaper long-term option for the buyer to purchase the furniture, but we also offer hire service for vacant properties.
By doing this to your property, do you think you add value when it comes time to sell?
Yes, definitely. And also if you're trying to lease the property as well, the furniture is always proportional and appealing to the eye, and it has to be comfortable and functional as well, which we try to achieve.
Crestwood is on Bournemouth Crescent, Wembley Downs, which places it close to the golf course and alongside the newly built Downs Shopping Centre. There's the best schools, scenic pathways and spectacular coastline nearby, but don't take my word for it. Go to westrealestate.com.au. By following the links, I'm sure you'll work it out for yourself. Perhaps enjoy a nice drop while you're at it, like the other half, eh? Cheers.
Moving house is nobody's favourite job. How many times have you heard the same conversation about how stressful it is, even having to take time off work to get it done? And if you're thinking of moving house all on your own, you might need to think again and leave it to the professionals at The Moving Man. The Moving Man has been around in Western Australia for more than 26 years and knows first and foremost exactly what makes people question using a removalist company. Gordon, so tell me why someone should use a removalist company. It's not as expensive as people think, is it?
It doesn't have to be. A lot of people do it themselves because they think it's far too expensive to use a removal company, but we can tailor the move to their budget and show them ways that we can do it for them, take the heavy lifting out of it. They can do a lot of the small things and just free it up and make it a lot less expensive than they think it has to be.
Fantastic. And what would you say to people considering to do it themselves?
There's a bit of risk involved with that. One is you don't have the proper equipment to handle the goods usually, you don't have the blankets to cover everything, and you only need to damage one nice piece of furniture or a fridge or whatever, and you've just negated any savings that you may have made by trying to do it yourself.
What's the process? Does they call you to make a booking?
Sure, we can give them some pretty good information over the phone. We can give them a basic idea of how we work and give them some indication of what we think the cost will be, and we can tailor-make each move to a person's budget. But generally speaking, we can work within people's budget quite nicely. We can show them ways to make it a little bit cheaper for them but still make it painless as well.
Being a locally owned family business, The Moving Man gets most of their work by referrals from happy customers. Gordon, what makes your team so special?
We prefer to employ all our own full-time staff. We keep control on who's in your home and handling your goods, and that's a big thing. That's a really important thing, particularly to the ladies in the house. She doesn't want just anybody roaming through the place.
Gives confidence, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
So remember, there's definitely things you can do to keep costs down when moving house, but leave the big stuff to The Moving Man and you'll be on your way in no time with no stress. They cover the entire Perth metro area, as well as offer an express country service. For more information, head to westrealestate.com.au.
Thanks again, Sarah the Wonderful. And after the break, we'll be back with wonderful Con from Real Mark to discuss Mt Lawley a little further. We'll see you then. ...2010, 2011, 2012. Welcome back to the West Real Estate Program. Con has said on an average day 25,000 cars go through Mt Lawley. And I think you're right, Con.
It's a bit close.
It's a great area. And you know what else I love about the area, Con? I feel comfortable in my man bag in Mt Lawley.
Looks great, Peter.
Thank you very much. It's actually a satchel.
Very good.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit more about the detail of Mt Lawley and what a great area would be to have a commercial property in.
Oh, look, either selling or leasing in this precinct is a great advantage, basically because of the traffic flow that come up and down. The amount of high-end retail, you will see there's no vacancies along this strip. That's because of the demand of actually retailers wanting to be here.
Yep.
So when you've got the likes of the Commonwealth Bank and Westpac and National, Post Office, got the whole strip in. As it heads back down south, you've got mainly food-related supermarkets. It just offers everything for anybody that resides in the Mt Lawley district or actually visits here for shopping. It's got the lot.
Now, Con, you've got a good vibe about you. Well, how do we get in contact with you? If you want to buy or rent, lease, well, how do I get a hold of you, Con?
Hey, just get onto the Real Mark website, www.realmark.com.au, and log on to commercial, and I'm there.
And do you love your job? How long have you been doing real estate for?
16 years now, Peter, 16 years, and always specialised in the retail area.
Thanks, Con. It's been lovely to meet you, man.
Pleasure. Thanks very much for your time, Peter.
Too easy. Now, here's Dan at the wonderful Honeywood Estate at Wandi. Great area.
When you're on the hunt for a place to call home, what are the top 3 must-haves from the area you finally decide on? Close to transport, a stroll to schools, or maybe just a short drive to the city? Well, there's good news. Satterley's new development, Honeywood, ticks all those boxes. If only it was home to wildlife. Oh, that's right, it is. We're not talking the odd crow or pigeon here either. The designers of Honeywood intend to bust out of the conventional urban living mould and set a standard for others to follow. As home buyers, we've asked for more parklands and sustainable initiatives, and thankfully, one developer has been listening. I mean, how relaxing is this? The conserved area of native wetlands and bushlands is going to cover about a quarter of this entire estate. The idea being to create a permanent community of wildlife. right alongside the Kwinana Freeway and the Southern Railway. Perth, 20 minutes that way. Freo, 20 this way. Did I mention it's in Wandie? Cockburn Central and Gateway Shopping City are where you'll find your locals. And can you imagine a better way to keep a community connected than by a network of walking and cycling trails? Nigel, there's some real innovation behind this development. It must be pretty inspiring to offer couples such a wonderful lifestyle down here.
Absolutely. We know people love parks, and of course this is a beautiful park that we're walking in, and of course we've got the long linear open space down to the future rail station that will prove very, very popular with the ladies walking and exercising, or walking with their dogs and then having a cup of coffee with their neighbours. Of course, as we know, Dan, the lots are getting smaller, so we've got to do the parks better.
And what sort of blocks have you got on offer here?
We've got here really the popular blocks are the cottage blocks, which are very popular, or the family traditional lots. And so here, they're really the main two products that we have on offer.
What Nigel, quite modestly, resisted to mention was that 31 of Western Australia's best builders now have display homes here, and 16 of them are open for inspection. Forget everything you know about component homes. This steel frame TR home is redefining luxury. In the past, these kinds of innovative projects by the Satterley Property Group have made them multi-award winning, not only for their efficient use of water and energy, but because they get their kicks being able to provide peaceful and harmonious living, the kind a small part of us are all quietly craving. But then is this high quality, landscaped, master plan community that Satterley aims to create anything less than we'd expect from Western Australia's most awarded residential developer? I think not. And just think of all the money you'll save on those wilderness holidays. Coming home to Honeywood means you'll pretty much be living one. For more info, go to westrealestate.com.au and follow the links.
Well, my friends, that's it for this week, but fear not, we'll be back soon. If you'd like to find out about anything on today's program, go to westrealestate.com.au. In fact, don't forget to buy a copy of The West for your chance to win a plunge pool courtesy of Aquatechnics. Hoorah! We'll see you next time.
Hi, how are you? And that's a wrap.